Olga K says, are expectations for Episode 7 and Age of Ultron so high that both movies in reality are doomed to fail no matter what?
Doomed to fail? No. They might disappoint just because your expectations are so high. I mean, Phantom Menace, I remember the expectations were so high, and obviously those...
The expectations were so high that I saw it like 9 times. It wasn't until like 7 where I was like, wait, it's not that good. I mean, even like Indiana Jones 4, it was a similar thing where I was like, saw it the first time, like, that wasn't very good. Let me just see it again. It's not that good. So I think, it can both those movies can disappoint. I actually think, as Episode 7 is my most anticipated movie ever, second to maybe Episode 1. I think Ultron is like a lock, though. I mean, I trust Marvel at this point. How do you not trust Marvel at this point? And Joss Whedon. So I think expectations are definitely dangerous, but I think in this case those movies will probably be okay.
The same reason you trust Marvel right now is why I trust Star Wars and what they're doing, is because it's ultimately Disney, and they're really good at putting together these teams. And everything we've heard so far, one of the main, and I don't know how many people could disagree with, one of the main problems with the prequels is that Lucas was surrounded by a bunch of yes men, and he just ran off and did whatever he could, and no one was telling him no. This is a collaborative effort, regardless of what J.J. Abrams is in the forefront. With all these people that they're bringing in, this great talent, and the way that they're locking in all the canon from the books and the TV shows, it really looks like they have a clear-cut vision in the way they're going to do long-term storytelling. So I think that Episode 7, sure, if it doesn't, it's going to disappoint some people. There's going to be some guy on the internet that's going to go, that wasn't what I wanted. But I don't think you're gonna get a movie like Episode 1. I just don't.
No, I don't think so.
I think the bigger question is, can they live up to the expectations at all? And that's a little more interesting.
Yeah.
And probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. No matter how good it is.
To me, it will.
Yeah. But Episode 7 could win Best Picture, and still people would be disappointed.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Cassie says, is there any news about the Toxic Avenger remake?
I have personally not heard anything about it. Have you guys?
I just hope Robert Rodriguez doesn't direct it. It just seems like something that he would do, like another B movie that's going to come out and do. I don't know. I think that should, I don't know if it should be remade. It was a movie that, for its time, what it did, it was fun, and you probably saw it on VHS because your friends were talking about it, and it doesn't need to be remade.
I feel like, I think the last thing I read about it was like Schwarzenegger had his name loosely interested to play something or other, which I'm sure won't happen. But I mean, Trauma, I have no problem with like if Lloyd Kaufman wanted to remake that movie, or if James Gunn wanted to remake that movie.
Come on, I'm surrounded by trash. My face is melting, and then the Toxic Avenger.
So instead of Guardians 2, James Gunn's like, I'll do Toxic Avenger
instead. Yes, exactly.
This is James Gunn.
All right, what's next?
Mana's Gaming wants to know if you think we could see Galactus in the Avengers 2.
No, because they don't own the rights. Fox owns the rights. They made him into a big cloud, which was weird. But unless Marvel did some sort of deal that we don't know about. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right, what's next?
Ariel Noel says, do you think X-Men Apocalypse would work better as a 2-part film?
I hope not. I mean, I hope not. I think that I'm okay with movie where we are with this franchise already. It's 2.5 hours. I mean, because I think Days of Future Past was like 2:15, 2:20.
Sure.
And I didn't care. I wish it could have been like 2:30, 2:40 because there was so much and it was so involved. As long as the story is told in the right way and you make it 2:30, 2:40, I think you can get everything in there.
I don't love this like whole trend of doing movies as 2 parts now. I mean, it works to an extent, with the Harry Potter movies. We'll see what happens with the Hunger Games. But I think the Harry Potter thing was just like, we have to appease the fans. But if that movie was a tight 2:45, that would have been awesome. You know what I mean? Like, try to keep it one movie. If you have, or like if they made a Game of Thrones movie, that couldn't be one movie. Right. But if you have something of that epic. So, yeah, I don't think X-Men Apocalypse would work as 2 movies. No matter what they're planning, we don't know exactly what it is.
And with Harry Potter's like that book was like 600 pages, so they had to cut it. That's what Mockingjay actually scares me, because it's the shortest of all the books, and that to me seems like, well, Harry Potter did it. Let's do it now. Yeah. And Harry Potter, I think, needed to do it. This comic, even though there's a ton,
it worked there, but I mean, like Twilight.
Right. You know who wants it to be 2 parts? Fox.
Fox does. Yes,
they're like, yes, let's make 2 of these.
Yes.
All right, what's next?
I thought this was a fun one. Henry Martins wants to know if you guys ever jot down thoughts about a movie while you're at a screening, and do you know if other critics do this?
Jermaine?
I do every movie I go to. I bring my notepad and I take notes. Most of the time, I can't read them after because we're in the dark, and I usually wait for like a scene that's like lighter, and I'm like, okay, who's this? But the thing is, I very rarely use them. I have the notebook full of just scribbles. I have Sundance film festivals just stacked up where I see like 40 movies, but I never use them. It's just to sort of like lock it into my brain, so when I write about it, it's there. And I do reference it if like a year. Sometimes I think I saw Looper, and somebody put on Twitter, what year does blah, blah, blah take place? And I said, it was this year. And Ryan Johnson's like, no, it's this. I was like, no, Ryan Johnson, you're wrong. And then he looked back and he goes, oh, wait, you were right. So the notes can help. But not a lot of critics do it from what I see at the screenings.
I think a lot more than you think, because I mean, when Ellis and I, when Mark Ellis, who I review the films with as well, we're lucky enough to where we do the reviews on camera, so we bounce off one another. So if he says something, I'm like, oh yeah, that jogs my memory, we can go back and forth. But a lot of critics do it right, and most, like my buddy Dave White, who writes for movies.com, he does the same thing you do. He says, I can never read my stuff, but I write it down anyway. And he does that, but then there are some people who pull out those tablets, and then it's like, no. No,
lights up the whole row.
Either remember it or write chicken scratch, because we're not doing flashlight, bright light right now.
Here's a tip that I learned from a friend of mine named Jeff Goldsmith, who runs Backstory Magazine. You take your tablet, you turn the screen off, put the Bluetooth on, you get a Bluetooth keyboard, put it on your lap. Yeah. This way it's all dark and it just all goes into your notes, which is really cool, but I don't know if I trust it. But it was a really cool.
You still hear that click?
You hear a little, no, yeah. You can get a keyboard that's quiet, though. Yeah, I mean.
I personally don't take notes. I try to take mental notes, but I think the first time I watch a movie, I try to just like absorb it as an experience, and then the second time I watch it, then I'm like, okay, let's figure out what went right, what went wrong, and all that stuff. Sure. All right, one more, Chris Lee. What do we got?
Cosmic Mac says, with The Rock as Black Adam, does that raise the stakes for finding an actor to go toe-to-toe with him as Shazam?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it does. But I think you don't need someone as big as a star, though, as long as you get someone as big. And I want to make the case for Joe Manganiello. I think he would be, he was rumored for Superman for a long time. He was supposed to get Superman, and then he just couldn't do it because of True Blood. He's a guy that's like 6'5", could match The Rock in size, and I don't think you need he's got charisma. That's all you need out of those characters. You don't need the big, huge superstar, because I don't know if there is another one besides The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like some of the great superhero movies we've had in the last 10 years, most of them weren't stars when they did it. You know, Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans to an extent. They just cast a good actor who was physically imposing and worked and had charisma and could, be good. So I think it definitely raises the stakes, but The Rock now, he's the biggest action star in the world. He's going to be the star of this movie on the top of the poster no matter who they cast, unless it's Channing Tatum. Then it's The Rock versus Channing Tatum. But I don't think you do that, because why would an actor that big want to go against The Rock? Plus, he's already been in a movie with him. So yeah, I think you just cast as best you can, and you let The Rock sell the movie.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.